distressed tenants call on government. US and UK announce marine reserves in the Pacific. Provinces and districts celebrate independence.
This is NBC Papua New Guinea National News.
Good evening, I'm Jerry Tavan. The national government has been called on to fund and equip government agencies that are responsible to deal with fire hazards and rescuing of lives. Residents of a National Housing Corporation unit at LORENGAU issued a call after they lost everything in a tragic fire incident. The tenants claimed their houses could have been saved if the LORENGAU Fire Service had responded immediately to a distress call. Mark Ayok reports.
Fire hazards have become death threats for residents in the National Capital District. The Papua New Guinea Fire Service is ineffective to respond to emergencies in and around the city. Despite government support, the institution still lacks logistical support and equipment to effectively carry out its operations. This has been a concern for residents. Many have become victims to recent fires, losing properties worth thousands of kina. 4 families along LORENGAU Drive are now living in makeshifts after their housing corporation property was burnt to ashes on Independence Day. They are now calling on the government to seriously look into this issue and improve capacity and operations of the organization.
We took immediate steps by going down to the fire service at LORENGAU, but then we were advised that the vehicle was broken down 2 years ago. So they have to radio the YANGORU fire service station and town fire service station to come all the way to this particular property to give a rescue. But then at the time when they arrived, the house was already burned down. So I wish to appeal to the appropriate authorities that the appropriate agencies that were in charge of public properties for small people, the Papua New Guineans, they should look into this very, very seriously and try and help people of this country who are small income earners, who are trying to take refuge of the property that is given by the government of the day.
The family has appealed for cash and kind from the public while they temporarily sought refuge under makeshift shelters. Mark Ayok, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The Pacific Islands now contain over 15 million square kilometers of marine protected areas. United Kingdom and the United States have announced marine reserves in the Pacific. Approximately 830,000 square kilometers, almost the whole Pitcairn Exclusive Economic Zone, has been designated by the Government of the United Kingdom as the Pitcairn Islands Marine Reserve, while a marine national monument in the Hawaiian Islands was extended by President Obama from 360,000 to 1.5 million square kilometers. He has also designated the new Northeast Canyons and Seamounts Marine National Monument in the Atlantic. Kevin Dayanga reports.
After the International Union of Conservation and Nature held its Congress recently in Hawaii, new announcements have been made to protect marine areas. Cook Islands, Kiribati, New Caledonia and Palau. The Pacific Islands region has now overall achieved Aichi Target 11, ensuring that by 2020 at least 10% of coastal and marine areas are conserved. But individually, the Secretariat of the Pacific Regional Environmental Program says some Pacific Island members have yet to reach the target. Director General of the Secretariat of the Pacific Regional Environmental Program, Mr. Kosi Latu, says the Pacific Islands continue to lead and inspire the world in establishment of marine protected areas. He says we must applaud the initiatives of our island leaders in establishing such marine sanctuaries. He says the bold move by United Kingdom for their recent announcement of the Pitcairn Islands Marine Reserve and the United States for the extension of the Papahanaumokuakea Marine National Monument in Hawaii and the new Northeast Canyon and Seamounts Marine National Monument is a boost for our people. These large marine protected areas within our Pacific Island waters provide a blue belt of protection against impacts on ocean health and marine species. These are vital steps to conserve our ocean and the life it supports. Despite the challenges we face, Mr. Kosi says these actions will bring hope and make a difference and save our oceans by working together. Kevin Dayanga, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
The University of Papua New Guinea is the only school in the country since the 1960s to produce most of the local lawyers. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill said the government has invested a lot of money in the education and school of law. This is to ensure the law profession maintains its integrity. Esther Belinwani reports.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill highlighted the effort taken by the judicial system in education in PNG.
These police take a very active interest in ensuring that our students who are now participating in the education of law are able to train and develop lawyers and, of course, students of law. And this work is very vital, so that we have a strong, competent legal system that is going to continue to independently provide judicial and skilled legal profession to our community.
He said this during the Pacific Judicial Conference this week. O'Neill said the government is aware of the importance of judiciary in PNG.
Government continues to strengthen the legal education system within our universities and, of course, throughout the nation.
One such initiative is the new law building, still awaiting funds to be completed. O'Neill said the government will ensure that the profession maintains its own integrity and continue to review itself to provide effective judicial services to the country. Esther Belinwani, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
A big independence celebration was held in YANGORU Station on Friday to mark the 41st anniversary of Papua New Guinea. Local MP and Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry, Richard Maro, was also present to be with his people during the celebrations. School children were the main focus during the celebrations. In his address, Mr. Maro emphasized on the need to lift the standard of education in order to make the district one of the best in the province and the country. Jehabakia reports.
Millions of Papua New Guineans all over the country and abroad celebrated the 41st anniversary of our political independence from Australia on Friday. The YANGORU station also celebrated, with school children taking the lead in the event. Local MP Richard Maro joined in the celebrations as well, with a marching procession being held around the station. This was part of the longer 4-day celebrations where sports and other related activities were carried out. District leaders addressed the people before the celebrations began, with the president of the East YANGORU LLG, Geoffrey Wafi, telling the people that they now have many reasons to celebrate, as the district has seen many changes through the MP and his administration. He said schools, classrooms, roads and other services are being rolled out all over the district, and celebrations have become an event with meaning.
There was no really a reason to celebrate the kind of occasion ourselves. Now, the 41st independence anniversary, one kind of celebrate last year, the 40th anniversary, the people of East YANGORU, people got all the reason to celebrate. People got all the reason to celebrate because for the very first time after 40 years, we are getting roads into our villages, house to a body man.
Mr. Maro emphasized to students, teachers and the parents the importance of having a good education. He gave examples of areas in the country that have no resources but are able to develop their human resource.
Education. I don't know where we went wrong, but our civic leaders for the last 30 years all not focused on education. All fall over that. Now Central Elite, NCD Elite, Highlands Elite, because they have leaders like Ipatas, only put them education as priority, now only investing millions and millions and millions. How do we our students and parents?
He advised children not to play around and work hard to gain the best grades possible. Mr. Maru said YANGORU is changing and these children are the beneficiaries of the future.
If you don't get A's and B's, you better forget it. Now you know time to play lo school. You apply yourself, go and study hard and work for academic grades.
The district now plans to make YANGORU Station the central location for all other districts in the province. Joahab Akia, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
An overwhelming crowd turned out for the independence celebration in the capital of Manus, LORENGAU, last Friday. The rainy conditions didn't dampen the spirit of the celebration as mothers, fathers and children took to the streets in the national colors of red, black and gold in a marching procession. The PNG Defence Force maritime element at the HMS PNG Tarangau took lead in the marching and parade ceremony. Rayleigh Kanamon reports from Manus.
Papua New Guinea's 41st Independence Day celebration in Manus began with a march from the Manus Provincial Government car park to the Lorengau Independence Park yesterday. The capital of Manus, Lorengau, came to life as these servicemen, public servants, NGOs, school students, business houses and the general public took to the streets, black, red and gold colors. Heavy downpour during the marching procession did not dampen the spirit of independence celebrations in Lorengau. The rain stopped just as the official program began with the inspection of the Guard of Honor by Reviewing Officer and Lorengau Town Mayor Mrs. Ruth Manrakamu. Members of the disciplinary forces then proceeded with the flag-raising ceremony. The celebrations of the day was taken back to the NBC Manus Park with contemporary performances from various dancing groups. This year's Independence Day celebration in Manus has one of the biggest crowd than anticipated despite the raining conditions. It all ends with the flag-lowering ceremony in the evening. Rayleigh Kanamon, NBC National News, Lorengau.
Coming up after the break, Autonomous Region of Bougainville is now ready to host the Revival Centre's 19th rally in PNG, and United Nations in PNG urging leaders to prioritize SDGs in a bid to ensure good implementation. Stay with us on NBC National News.